How's it going, everyone? My name is Layerable. Welcome to the tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a fully automatic cactus farm. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a like, as I would really appreciate it. Now let's get into it. Okay, and here we are. This is the cactus farm here. As you can see, you have 4x4 of cactus plants here for a total of 16. And how this farm works is, as soon as a cactus grows, it will grow up, but because there are glass panes situated in these specific positions, as soon as it grows up, it'll automatically get knocked off and fall into the water here. And from that, it'll go down into this center point. As you can see, all of the water here flows directly into the center point. And from the center point, we have a bit of a hopper chain. As you can see, 5 hoppers flow into this chest, and then your drops will be found here. There to go in action right there. As you saw, they grew, popped off, and flew right down into the hopper from the water. And some statistics for this farm: it produces roughly 25 to 35 cactus per hour. So as long as this farm is loaded, the chunks are loaded, that farm is located in your world, that timer will be in action as far as the farm will grow, it'll work, and be producing. So you have to make sure that you're within the range that this farm is loaded for it to work fully automatic. Again, 25 to 30 cactuses per hour. It's very efficient, very good rates. You know, cactuses are very valuable for dyes and all sorts of stuff, so this farm is definitely the go-to. There is also a way to make this a 2-story farm, which I will show you later on, and that just increases the rates, but it is obviously double as expensive if you choose to do so. So now that you guys know how this farm works and generally what it looks like, let's go over the exact materials you're going to need for this farm. As you can see, the materials here, you're going to need roughly 2 stacks of any block of your choice. You're going to need 5 hoppers, 1 chest, 16 sand, 16 cactus, 10 glass panes or fences. It is either one. The reason there's an alternative here is sometimes you might have more resources of one, either glass or wood. So you can choose which one you prefer to use in these spots here. So you're going to need 10 of those and 1 water bucket just to fill up these corners here, nothing permanent. Okay, now let's get into building this thing. Okay, so the exact dimensions you're going to need for this farm are 11 by 11 by 5. So 11 width, 11 length, and then 5 high. Keep in mind you probably do want to extend all of those numbers by around 2, just so you have room to work if you are building this into some sort of cave. If you're building it outside, you have nothing to worry about as far as spacing goes. So to start here, what you're going to do is grab your hoppers and place 1 hopper right where you want the center of your farm to be. As you can see, the farm design, it is a square, again the 11 by 11. So right where you want your center to be, this is kind of the reference you can use for how your farm's going to go out in all directions. That is where you're going to place your first hopper. From there, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on this 5th block here, you're going to place down a chest. Next, you're going to use your hoppers to shift click it into the back of the chest, and from there continue to shift click your hoppers into each other. You're going to break this hopper here that was your center one and shift click it into that last one. So now you have a row of 5 hoppers all facing into each other leading into this chest. Next up, what you're going to do is place a block on top of this hopper and then place blocks all around that center block. And you can, once you've done that, you can remove this center block like that. So with your 4 blocks like this, and with your center point opened up for the hopper facing this guy, what you're going to do is extend out each of these sides another 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. So it should be a total of 4, disregarding the center point on each of these 4 angles. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Next, what you're going to do is connect up the ends of each of these parts going outward to create a square-like shape. And you're going to do this for all 4 of these quadrants here. As you can see, we've got 2 done. And there we go on our last one here. There we go. So you should have something that looks like this, perfectly square. And next what you're going to do is fill in these quadrants completely. So you want this ground to be completely filled in except for this center point. You want to leave that hopper there. Do not put a block above that. And there we go. We have a fully filled out platform, as you can see here. Next, what you're going to want to do is build up the walls 2 blocks above this ground level here. So as you can see, this is the height we're going to be going for. Exactly like this. In survival mode, it might be a little bit more difficult than how I'm doing it now. But simply build up your walls 2 high from this point here, all around. And what this will do is make sure that none of your cactuses bounce out after they have been knocked off by the glass panes. It will ensure, you know, all of your loot, you are getting 100% of the ones that do not get destroyed by cactuses themselves. Okay, and with your walls finished here, next what we're going to do is place in our sand and cactus. So how you're going to do this is go to this point where from this corner block you're going to move in 1 and then place your sand. You can do that for all 4 corners here. Now with your 4 sand blocks placed in a formation like this, you're going to go over 2 like this, 1, 2, and place it. Same here, 1, 2, place it. 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 And here, 1, 2, and place it. So now you should have a design that looks like this. Now to finish that off, what you're going to do is place one on each of where this center point is. When the corner goes out to the next block, you're going to place a sand there. So here, 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 and here, like a square surrounding the center point. You should have a sand design that looks like this. Okay, so next, with our sand placed in like this, we're going to put in our glass panes. So how you're going to do this is simply place 2 blocks like this and then a glass pane on top of it right there. And you're going to go around and do this in these specific spots that I say. So next up, right here, you're going to do it again. Right here again. And right here again. Remember to destroy the blocks afterwards. You do not want those there permanently. Right here, we are creating a sort of rectangle design. Here again. Right here. Here. And to finish it off, you're going to place one right in the back here. And destroy those blocks. And now, as you can see, you have a little bit of a rectangle design here with your glass panes. And every single block has a glass pane next to it. So that means as soon as the cactus on it grows, it will be destroyed. No matter which block it is, it always has one next to it. Simple 10 glass pane or fence design. The next thing you're going to want to do is grab your water bucket. You're probably going to want to make an infinite water source, which if you don't know how to do this, I can show really quick. Simply do this, and then in survival mode, as long as you click one corner, wait about a second, and then you can continuously do that forever. So if you have some sort of water source, you're going to take your bucket. If you have 4 buckets, that is ideal, but you only need 1. You're going to place water sources in each of the 4 corners, all the way back in the corners of the farm here. And as you can see, the water will perfectly flow towards the center. Any item you drop, I'll just show some examples, will fall directly into the middle and go down into the hoppers and eventually into our chest down all the way below. As you can see here, all of our items have showed up in the chest. Now the final and probably most obvious step of this farm is to simply place in your cactus plants on each sand block. Once you have done this, your farm will be fully running and activated, and you will never have to go in here and do maintenance again if you keep everything as it is now. As soon as any one of these cactus plants grows, it'll automatically get knocked off, fall into the water, go down into the hopper in the center, and then once it has done that, it'll end up in this chest here. So that is it for the 1-layer version of this farm here. If you do want to make a double layer farm, it is very simple. All you're going to do is start from this layer here, this floor layer, and simply place that floor layer right on top of these glass panes here. And then you would continue the floor all around. Again, do a 9x9 floor with leaving one hole open. You're not going to need any hoppers for the second story. Just you would leave this hole open, and then you would repeat exactly what we did from there, disregarding the hoppers in the chests again. Repeat everything here, starting from this floor layer here. That would simply double the efficiency of this farm, the loot you're going to get. And if you do have space, I would definitely recommend doing a second story, because it's really worth it as far as the amount of loot you're going to get. But if you only want a little bit of cactus, it may not be worth it for you. You can choose, it's completely up to you. Remember, if you do choose to do a second layer, simply double pretty much everything in this materials besides the hopper and the chest. Otherwise, you're going to double all of these materials that you're going to need. So with that being said, that is really the end of the tutorial. If you are only interested in this single layer, you are welcome to click off the video. Thank you so much for watching. However, now I will just build the second layer, just if you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to do that. Also, you can stick around and watch me do that. If you think you understand it and you want to do a second layer, you can go ahead and try to build it, or rewind back to the beginning and kind of follow from when we first built this layer. But yeah, I am going to go over building a second layer here. So again, you're going to start by building off of the glass panes here, right on top of them, and kind of doing exactly what we did, building a floor layer like this. Remember to leave a gap in the center point directly down to the hopper once again. And now that you have your floor filled in, we are once again going to build up the walls. I would recommend, just for a cleaner look, just continuing the walls up while you technically don't have to do that. I think it just looks better to just completely build the walls up like this. And once again, we want to build up this one more layer because we want it 2 high walls. And then once again, from here, we're going to place our sand in these particular spots from the corner over 2, all around like this. And then 4 in the center right here. And then again, we're going to place our glass panes in these specific spots by building up 2 blocks and then placing the pane and then destroying the 2 blocks afterwards. There, with your glass panes again, or fences in this rectangle shape, you can get your water buckets and place them in all 4 corners. And then place your cactuses on top. So now you have built a second layer. You can technically do this layering up as far up as you want to go. You would simply repeat this exact way of doing it. And so now when any item falls, it will fall down, the water will push it into the center, and then from that it will fall directly into the hopper down on the first farm and go into the same chest. So as you can see, I will show that in action once again. Can toss these items I have in my inventory anywhere, just pretending they are the cactuses, cacti. So they will have fallen down and then plopped right into the chest here. As you can see, here are the items. So yeah, overall, here is your layerable cactus farm design. As you can see back over here, we can see the single layer design, over there the double layer. These materials are for the single layer, simply double them. Besides the hopper and the chest, double all the rest of the materials for a double layered farm. With that being said, you have reached the end of the tutorial. I hope this video was helpful, as that is the #1 goal. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Drop a comment if you have any questions, concerns, or need any clarification on anything we went over in this video. If this video helped you, slap a like because it really helps me out a bunch. Check out my second channel, Layerable Extras, for even more Minecraft content. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Layerable for more updates and clips. I have been Layerable, and until next time, peace.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and